Highways are vital to Wyoming. These roads connect communities, provide access for recreation, and support commerce. The Wyoming Department of Transportation, or WYDOT, is charged with stewardship of these roads, managing nearly 7,000 miles of highways and urban thoroughfares, including 914 miles of interstate. WYDOT performs seasonal maintenance and upkeep in-house, but rarely engages in construction. For more equipment and personnel-intensive projects like paving and reconstruction, WYDOT relies on contractors. Administering construction projects performed by private companies is an intensive process designed to protect the investment of public funds, ensure quality work, address the safety and interests of the public, and help contractors to be successful. The process starts with Contractor Prequalification. All contractors must be pre-qualified to bid on WYDOT projects. Unlike many states which simply use a contractor's bonding capacity, WYDOT's requirements are more stringent.
In order to become pre-qualified, they have to submit a financial statement, a list of equipment, and a list of past projects that they've done that entail the same type of work as on that project.
Pre-qualification is available in more than 60 categories, from fencing to bridge construction. Financial worth, assets, and equipment are evaluated to determine whether a contractor meets minimum qualifications. Contractors are also assigned a rating factor based on evaluations of past projects with WYDOT.
They grade the contractor on the quality of the work, the timeliness of submittals of the paperwork, and adherence to the contract, and how they administered the contract and other subcontractors.
The amount a contractor is allowed to bid is based on performance ratings, net worth, and the total amount of other work they are under contract for at the time. This is not just WYDOT work, it includes all work.
The reason we actually look at that as a department is to keep the contractor from getting overextended and taking on more work than we feel they can actually do.
This protects everyone in helping keep contractors from overextending themselves and impacting the quality and timeliness of the work. Once pre-qualified, contractors are invited to participate in the bidding process. Pre-qualified contractors are invited to bid on specific projects. Contractors bid against each other for work with WYDOT using a sealed bid process. Bids are submitted in sealed envelopes, which are compiled and opened all at once by WYDOT at monthly bid opening meetings.
So a sealed bid system means that nobody's seen it. It's a secure system. It's a system that every state DOT uses.
Contractors must also submit what's called a bid bond.
What the bid bond is just to guarantee that they're going to sign a contract. If they don't want to sign a contract, their bid bond is 10% of whatever the amount of construction is.
Bids are compared against a WYDOT engineer's estimate for the project, and the lowest responsible bid is accepted. Winning bids are presented to the Wyoming Transportation Commission for approval. If the bid doesn't meet WYDOT requirements or prices are too high, it can be rejected. The winning bidder will now be awarded a contract to perform the work for WYDOT. Contracts are comprehensive documents containing project requirements, designs, restrictions, and special provisions specific to the project. Project completion dates are also specified. Deadlines are often established to provide at least an entire construction season and include additional time beyond what would reasonably be expected to complete the work.
It allows the contractor some flexibility in securing a project as well as multiple projects throughout a season. We have a limited number of contractors in our state. This will provide more opportunities for them to actually be bidding our work, and so that we can have that work go to our state contractors.
Contracts typically call for fall completion so projects don't run into winter weather. In addition to design and scheduling requirements, contracts also require contractors to adhere to contract specifications throughout the project.
It covers concrete, curb and gutter, asphalt, guardrail, pipes, you name it. Anything that we foresee that's going to be incorporated into any project.
Contract specifications define minimum levels of quality for materials and equipment used in projects. WYDOT primarily follows standards created by the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, or AASHTO.
These are nationwide specifications that have been determined over years and years and years of use, that what a good quality pavement, a good quality concrete, properties that it needs to meet to give the required service life.
The specifications are end result or performance-based. They include requirements for materials, project management, and finished work, but do not dictate means and method of performing the work itself. It is up to the contractor to decide when to start and finish stages of a project, as well as which equipment and labor is used.
The contractor themselves knows the best way in which they can accomplish the work given their equipment, the skill level of their personnel, etc. So by doing this, we open up the bidding opportunities to many different contractors.
Encouraging a greater number of bids results in a more competitive bidding process, better prices, and a better value for federal and state tax dollars. Once the contract has been awarded, the pre-construction process begins. To this point, state and district staff have been involved in the project for years through studies, public meetings, planning, and design. This is the first time the contractor building the project becomes involved. WYDOT district staff receives a notice to proceed, and pre-construction meetings are scheduled. These meetings set timetables for completed work and mark the beginning of a cooperative work relationship between WYDOT, the contractor, and citizens. Communication with stakeholders, including city and county authorities, utilities, and even neighboring business and landowners, continues throughout the project.
WYDOT will spend a lot of time talking to affected landowners, talking to people that use that portion of the highway on a regular basis.
This is an effort to ensure that issues are addressed as they arise and the progress of the project is adequately communicated. Once the project schedule is set, it is filed with WYDOT and updated throughout the project to document changes as construction progresses. This allows both WYDOT and the contractor to anticipate and substantiate delays, plan for staffing and materials requirements, and keep the public informed of progress on the job. With planning and scheduling set, the project is finally ready to move into construction. Once construction begins, the contractor is responsible for the entire project site, including the roadway, right-of-way, and staging areas for equipment and materials. All federal, state, and local laws must be adhered to, particularly regarding environmental impacts on air and water quality. Safety on the job site is also the contractor's responsibility and extends beyond worker protection. Proper traffic control protects the public by providing separation between traffic and construction equipment while maintaining mobility through the construction zone.
Everybody goes through the highways. Commerce, trucking, people going to the next town. It doesn't matter what it is. You need to maintain the mobility on the project and not take people way out of their way to get through a project.
WYDOT standards and specifications provide guidelines for maximum acceptable traffic delays. The goal is to balance traffic disruption with project duration and costs.
Anytime you deal with a lot of traffic, it can drive the costs up. Hopefully, the traffic control mitigates that problem well enough that it can progress with the work on the project and not cause a lot of cost increase.
The general contractor is responsible for all work on the project site, including the oversight of subcontractors. WYDOT maintains a presence throughout the job to monitor progress and see that standards of quality are being met.
WYDOT's role is construction administration and inspection of the project, and making sure that the project is done in a timely fashion and also meets all specifications and requirements for WYDOT.
WYDOT samples and tests materials used on all projects to ensure consistent quality. Everything from road base to asphalt to fencing materials is scrutinized.
Well, it's a quality control, quality acceptance process. The contractor is responsible for controlling the quality of the product. WYDOT tests and accepts it on the roadway generally, whether it's plant mix, pavement, concrete, whatever.
In addition to materials testing, WYDOT continually inspects the quality of work, including the placement of material, line and grade, and the overall quality of the product.
If you don't have a good product on the road, then basically your road could possibly fail at a premature time.
If at any time specifications are not being met or the quality of work is deemed insufficient, the contractor is required to correct it. Often, this means removing and replacing the substandard product. WYDOT-approved corrective measures may be allowed, and in some cases, the product will be accepted with a reduction in pay to the contractor. With the project complete and the work deemed acceptable by WYDOT, the closeout process can begin. In the closeout process, WYDOT verifies that all construction tasks have been completed as specified in the contract. The contractor vacates the worksite and applies for final payment. At this time, WYDOT also performs a formal evaluation of the contractor.
And it considers such things as how the prime contractor managed the work, how he managed his subcontractors, the working relationship that he had with WYDOT.
These evaluations factor into contractor ratings, which are used for the next cycle of pre-qualification.
Vital. People depend on the roads, the state highway system to get to work, commerce and industry. It's very important.
WYDOT spends more than $300 million a year on highway construction projects. This work depends on a cooperative relationship with private contractors.
When you have a good working relationship with the contractor, I feel that the contract gets done in a timely manner. It's usually a lot easier to work with a contractor that works with you and you work with them.
From what I've heard from contractors from other states, WYDOT is a very good organization to perform work for.
No project ever really goes exactly as planned. There'll always be bumps in the road. And working through those really, a lot of times, determines the overall success of the project.
WYDOT's contracting process not only ensures high-quality work and helps projects run smoothly, it supports the success of local companies.